Yes, students, the next topic is conservation of linear momentum. What is momentum? Momentum is a product of mass into velocity. Any body is in motion with the velocity v, it has a momentum. The law of conservation of momentum. Conservation of linear momentum. So the law of conservation of linear momentum statement is when no external force acts on a system of several interacting particles. So you should underline that several interacting particles. So we are taking a body, that body is a system, that body contains a large number of particles, that particles are interacting with each other. In that system, if there is no forces acts on it, the total linear momentum of the system is conserved. Conserved means constant. We can state the same law of conservation of linear momentum in other words. The total linear momentum is vector sum of linear momentum of all the particles in a system. That is a total system momentum. The body momentum is equal to the individual momentum of the each particle in the system. Let us take that. So from the Newton's second law, from Newton's second law, we are going to prove the law of conservation of linear momentum. The total momentum is equal to, so the total linear momentum is equal to sum of the linear momentum of all the particles. So the vector sum of all the momentum of the individual particles, m1 v1 first particle momentum, m2 v2 second particle momentum, m3 v3 third particle momentum. That is the mass m1, m2, m3 are the particle masses, and v1, v2, v3 are the velocity of the particles. So this is a vector sum of individual particles momentum is equal to total momentum p1 plus p2 plus p3 etc. So when the external force is zero, that is the statement given in the law of conservation of momentum. So what is when no external forces act on it, when the external force is equal to zero, according to Newton's second law, this is a second law equation. F is equal to dp by dt, rate of change of momentum, is a second law statement. So if f is equal to 0, dp by dt, so the p will become constant, because a differentiation of any variable is equal to 0 means that will become a constant. So the p will become constant. That's why p is equal to p1 plus p2 plus p3. So p1 plus p2 plus p3 up to pn is equal to constant. So according to this, the total linear momentum of the system is conserved. Hence we proved that a statement, and it is a proof for the statement and proof for the law of conservation of linear momentum by using Newton's second law of motion. So thus in the absence of any external force, the total linear momentum of the system is constant. So we are saying that what is the statement of the law of conservation of linear momentum? We are proved that the law of conservation of linear momentum by using Newton's second law. Similarly, we can prove the new law of conservation of linear momentum by using Newton's third law. So what is the Newton's third law? Very simple. By seeing this diagram, we are able to clearly explain that. So before collision, that means a body A and the body B. Body A mass is m1 and body B mass is m2, and velocity is u1 and here the velocity is u2. These are all the initial velocities before collision. These two bodies are collide at a certain point, because both are moving with a certain velocity. If u1 is greater than u2, definitely A will collide with B. So at that collision, during the collision, there will be a force exerted by B due to A, FBA. And also there is a force exerted by B on A, that is a FAB. So this is a during collision. So both the body exert the force on each other. After the collision, what will happen? So both the bodies moving with the same direction with the different velocities v1 and v2, but the masses does not changes. Okay, so this is a picture clearly says that the two bodies collision, before collision, during collision and after collision. So during the collision, according to Newton's third law, these two forces are equal and opposite. So FAB is equal to minus FBA. So the impulse means what is the impulse? Force into time. So the impulse of FAB is force into that time. That is equal to change in momentum of A. That is, these things we are already studied in last video itself. Impulse is equal to change in momentum force which is equal to rate of change of momentum. Here the force into time is an impulse, so change in momentum only. Similarly, we can remember that F is equal to dp by dt. If the dt comes here, dp alone means change in momentum. That's why we are saying impulse is equal to change in momentum. So change in momentum of A is after collision momentum is m1 v1 minus before collision momentum is m1 u1. So after collision m1 v1, before collision m1 u1. Similarly for impulse of FBA, so that is FBA, impulse on second body, FBA is equal to FBA into delta t, that is the time, change in momentum of B after collision momentum minus initial collision momentum of body B. After collision is m2 v2 minus m2 u2. So because change in momentum means we have to put subtraction here. So but the impulse are equal but opposite according to Newton's third law. So we have to put minus here. So write this equation and this equation, both the change in momentum equation in either side, put minus on one side. So after doing this calculation, we come to the conclusion m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So what is m1 u1 m2 u2? These are all the total linear momentum before collision. That is a momentum of body A, momentum of body B. We are adding that. That is a before collision total momentum. That is a m1 v1 m2 v2. If you add these two things, that is a total momentum after collision. That is this equation represents. So total linear momentum before collision is equal to total linear momentum after collision. Thus again we proved that the law of conservation of linear momentum by using Newton's third law. So this is an important topic. So the law of conservation of linear momentum statement, the proof is given or explained by using Newton's second law as well as the Newton's third law. I show these pages slowly for you for your reference. Newton's second law proof. Simply if the force is zero, the momentum become constant. That's all. So law of conservation of momentum is very easy. If the applied force is zero, then the momentum become constant, or the total momentum before collision is equal to total momentum after collision. Let us take one example. The recoil of the gun. Very simple. The gun and bullet are inside the gun only. So the gun separate mass is capital M and bullet separate mass is small m. So before firing both are in the same system only. After firing, the bullet will moving in the forward direction. Due to this forward velocity, there will be a backward velocity of the gun. So gun will move in the backward. That is called as a recoil of the gun. So the gun moving with the velocity v in this direction and the bullet moving the velocity in this direction. This is a small v, this is a capital V. Mass of the gun is capital M and mass of the bullet is small m after firing. According to law of conservation of momentum, what is that? Total momentum before firing is equal to total momentum after firing. That is, a before collision is equal to after collision. So before collision momentum is initially the firing is not taken. Before firing means there is no motion of the gun and bullet. So the initial velocity is 0. So the before firing, the total momentum is 0. After firing, the momentum is momentum of the gun plus momentum of the bullet. So then what we will do that? If the mv come here, what is that? Mv is equal to minus mass of the momentum of the bullet. This is the momentum of the gun. Then if you bring this m this side, what will that? Velocity of the recoil velocity of the gun is equal to minus of mass of the bullet by mass of the gun into velocity of the bullet. So this equations you should, this example clearly explains the law of conservation of linear momentum, or this is the best example for Newton's third law of motion. Next video we are going to see that the problems based on this elevator problem as well as the law of conservation of momentum problems.